Hey guys, so this is actually my second time recording this. I actually started recording yesterday, but I got some albums in the mail, so I figured I would just re-record this updated shelf tour. A friend of mine asked me to do this to show off, I guess, just one specific shelf, but I also got this new kind of cube bookcase since the last time I did this, so I figured it might be fun to just do a little update after a couple of months. So yeah, let's start. Up top, I have a couple of albums that I really like the covers of. This one is one of my few signed albums. The Book of Us Glue On, the Even of Day 6 unit. It's one of my favorite things in my collection because it is also signed by all three members within the unit, and I'm very happy to have that, as Day 6 is one of my ultimate groups. Next to that, I have AB6IX's Be Complete, their debut mini album. I hope to get more AB6 albums in the future, but for right now, I'm just happy with this one. Right in front of it is one of the few K-pop merch items that I actually own. It's the NCT Light Stick. I don't know if I'll ever actually be able to use it in a concert, but again, it's one of the things I am very happy to own, as they are another one of my old groups. Next to that is Red Velvet's Rave Festival. The finale version, I believe. I don't remember completely which one, but yes, that one. And then next to it, I have Junghyun's She Is mini album. I just love the color of it with the bright blue and yellow, so that's why I decided to put it up here. And then we'll just go top to bottom and left and right. So on this cube, it's my Monsta X cube. I have Hyungwon's Follow lyric booklet on display, as he is my bias within the group, and also within that album I got his little standee, which I'm very happy to pull. I have Kihyun's little triangle standee from Fantasia, but the other Monsta X albums in this cube are a version of All About Love, Monsta X The Code, Are You There, We Are Here, another version of Follow. I actually got Junghyun's lyric booklet in that one. And then I have 2 copies of Fantasy X, and then their repackage, I believe it's repackaged, but it's Shine Forever. Moving over one cube, I have my ATEEZ cube. I have a little Seonghwa poster card thing from their debut mini album. I just really liked her look in this picture, so I decided to display it. But album-wise, I have the anniversary edition of their first full album. One of the versions of their recent mini album Fever, their debut mini, episode 2, 3, and epilogue as well. You can also put him back. Good enough. And then next to that, I have my shiny cube. I have Taemin's famous Japanese album, and then also his Never Gonna Dance Again Act 1. I think that's the innocent version. I do have both versions, but in front of that I have a little Junghyun PC from his She Is mini album. I also have one of the tickets from Never Gonna Dance Again, if the camera decides to focus on it. But besides that, I have some other, mainly their solo stuff. I think I only have one actual shiny album, but I have Key's Face, Taemin's Press It, my one shiny album Everybody, Taemin's Ace, Taemin's One, and then the other version of Never Gonna Dance Again. Going down to the second row, this is where it starts to be a little bit of a mixed bag of who's in what cube. It's just a matter of where I was able to fit things, as I do not collect a lot of these groups. But I have Pentagon's Positive, Pentagon's The Black Hall. So those are my 2 Pentagon albums, and then I have 2 SF9 albums. SF9, their first full album, the first collection, the Black Edition, and this is the standee that came with it, and then this is their 5th mini, Sensuous. And then also, I believe behind that is a copy of Summer Magic by Red Velvet. I didn't have a good place to put it, so it's just hidden behind there for now. Moving over to this cube, this is my 17 cube. I have a copy of You Make My Day. I decided to display it with the lenticular because I think it looked very nice. And then in the back I have one copy of their A1 mini album, of the Alone version, which a friend gave to me, which I'm very happy to have. And then next to it, camera focus, there you go. And then next to that I have the their director's cut repackage as well. I think it's the Sunset version. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of 17 albums. I have, I think, one of their recent mini albums, I think also hidden back there that I just couldn't find a good place to display, but it's there. And then next to that I have only 2 albums in this one. It's a TVXQ album, and then Max from TVXQ, his stuff in here. But in the back, it's the Truth of Love, one of their, I guess, I think it's actually their most recent album, even though it was a couple of years ago. And then in front of that, I have Changmin's debut mini album, kind of open because it kind of looked like a chocolate box, and I really like that. And then next to that, I have his postcard from that TVXQ album as well. So this is another cube that has a lot of mixed groups. But I have 2 101 albums, GOT7's Present You, GOT7's Die, FT Island Zapping, and then X1's first and only mini album, sadly, Quantum Leap. And in front of that is the standee I got from that. And then I also moved this Young J postcard from their pre-order from their Die mini album. And then next to that is another mixed bag, some even boy groups and girl groups, but in the back I have, I think it's the bass note version of Irene and Silky's Unit debut mini album. In front of that I have Leo from Vix, his Muse, I believe it's his second mini album, it's his Kino. And then I have the Rose albums. I have Woosung's solo mini album Wolf, the Rose Void, and then the Rose Dawn. And then I also have a Vix album, Uday Vix. And then an Icon album, I Decide. And then in front of that, I just have little Mino and Changbin photo strip from their Go Live album. And then this last cube is not very well presented, but it is also kind of just off in the corner. But this is my BTS and TXT shelf. I don't really follow BTS much anymore. That's why they're down here, and I couldn't find a good spot for TXT. So that's why they are also down here, at least for right now, but I will probably find a better home for them soon. But I have Map of the Soul 7, the Love Yourself series, Her, Tear, and Answer, Map of the Soul Persona, TXT, Dream Chapter Magic, and then the Dream Chapter Star, their debut. And then I have a little BTS standee from, I believe it was the Tear album. And that's it for this shelf, so we can hop over to the larger bookcase. Alright, so the other shelves that I have are here. Starting from the very top is Blackpink's recent and only full album, Blackpink album. I got the pink hollow version, which is very pretty, and I decided just to put it up here because it fit very well. But going down a shelf, we'll start over to the left. I have Johnny's postcard from Limitless, Subin's little framed postcard thing from their debut album, and a Win-Win Polaroid that a friend gave me. It just looks very cute. I believe that's from the video that he intended together, that dance cover. And then over here I have my 3 ONEUS albums. Sorry if the lighting's a little weird, I'm doing this at night. But I have ONEUS Rise Us, ONEUS Fly With Us, and ONEUS Lived or Lived, however you wish to pronounce it. But they are very satisfying to look at, as it's like a little moon setting. When you put all the spines together, I haven't gotten their debut album yet. I am planning on getting that semi-soon, and I'm guessing if you do that, the moon is a little bit like higher up. But yes, one of my favorite recent groups. And then over here is my little Super M corner. But actually in front of that I have a little Chan photo strip from the limited version of their recent album, In Life. But behind that I have one unit version. It's the Taeyoung and Taemin version, which worked out very well for me, as Taeyoung and Taemin are 2 of my alts. So I just got the 1 unit version, but I also got the Target and limited edition below that. And then over here is another Stray Kids film strip. I have Jisung and Hyunjin. And then behind that I have my Super M debut mini albums. I decided to get all 8 versions for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it at least makes a really cool logo on the side. And And above it is not K-pop related, but I have a little 3D printed octopus and ceramic fish. Very cute. I'm actually going to skip this next shelf and save that one for last, so we'll go to the two below it. This is my NCT shelf, one of my larger collections, as I do try to collect all the albums I can from all 3 units, along obviously with their recent comeback. But starting over here, I have a little Taeyang postcard that whatever. I'll edit that out. But the Taeyang postcard just fell. But starting over here, I have the T version of Neozone hidden in the back because it is very large. Yuta's version of Regulate, and behind that I do have a version of their second mini album Limitless. And then also hiding behind there I have the Neo City Soul photo book. Besides that, I have one version of Regular Irregular, one version of Wavy's Awaken the World, both versions of the recent NCT 2020 album, both versions of Neozone, both versions of Punch. And then I have in this little stack NCT's 127's debut album. I think it's just called NCT 127. NCT's 127 Cherry Bomb, Dreams We Go Up, Dreams Reload, 127 Superhuman, Dreams We Boom, Wavy's Take Over the Moon, and then NCT 2018's Empathy. I think it's the reality version, it's the one that's black and white. And then I have another little Win-Win Polaroid, a very cute boy. And then next to that I have the calendar and postcard from 127 Seasons Greetings. This month is Doyoung and Jaehyun. Also very cute college boys, if I do say so myself. And then this bottom shelf, I have a couple of things displayed that are not really part of either of these groups, but this is mainly Day 6 and EXO, but I do have a Yuta's postcard from Punch and Jisung's standee from the limited version of Go Live, just as like a display, and I just kind of didn't know where to put them, so they're just there. To the left here for Day 6, I have the, I think it's Youth Part 2, Remember Us, Young K's little pre-order gift from the Book of Us, The Demon. Reflection's kind of bad on it because I did keep the plastic sleeve on it for protection. But then here I have their second mini album, Daydream. And then behind that I have the other Book of Us series albums, The Demon, both versions of Entropy and one version of Gravity. I do eventually want to try and get all versions, but that's not like an exact top priority right now, and the Book of Us, The Demon is kind of hard to find for some reason right now. Maybe JYP hopefully just didn't stop printing them, because that is a very recent album, but I know SM had stopped printing some Dream albums, even though they're like less than a year old. It makes no sense. But right next to that I have one version of Moonrise and then one version of their mini album Shoot Me. And then over here I have my EXO collection. Displayed is my one other Japanese release. It's Baekhyun's version of CBX's full Japanese album, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's their full album. And then below that I have CBX's Blooming Days, and then a Korean version of EXO's Exodus. I believe I have Kyungsu's version. But over here I have two versions of Don't Mess Up My Tempo, the group version of EXO-SC's debut mini album, Chen's debut mini album, EXO's Loto, Baekhyun's debut mini album, the Obsession version of EXO's Obsession, the XXO version of EXO's Obsession, the Chemistry version of Baekhyun's Delight mini album, and then this is the only non-EXO like actual book on the shelf, and that is NCT 127's Beyond Live brochure, as this is the only shelf that it will actually fit on because it is so large. And then going on to this last shelf is one of my other old groups, Stray Kids. My friends and I always joke that this is more of a Sungmin shelf than a actual Stray Kids shelf, as Sungmin is one of my old biases and also obviously my bias within Stray Kids. So I have a lot of Sungmin things just displayed. I have this little postcard from their second photo book. I recently bought this little photo card of his, I believe from Go Live, and just very cute with this heart sweater. I had to buy it, and I also got it for a fairly decent price, so I do not regret buying it at all, but I just wanted to display it because he is so cute. And then next to that, I recently bought a pin from Sungmin's V Live from Etsy. The creator also has the other boys as well, but I just got his. And then signed wise, also on display, I have a Sungmin signed CD plate for Levanter. One of the few non-Sungmin things on display is my Go Live signed version I got Hyunjin. Below that I have a little Stray Kids light stick pin from the same creators as Sungmin one, and then I have Sungmin's little pre-order gift from In Life that someone graciously gave me. But album-wise, I have at least one copy of all of their Korean releases. I don't have any of their Japanese music. It's just so hard to get Japanese stuff that I usually just opt out of not buying it at all. But I have their second photo book, their mixtape, I Am Not, I Am Who, I Am You, Miro, Yellowwood limited edition, Levanter, and then Levanter limited edition. And then I actually did buy all three versions of their In Life album, and the two regular versions actually came in yesterday. I was part of a group order, so it just took a while to get here. And then I guess you kind of already saw this already when I was showing some of the signed stuff, but I do have a limited copy of Go Live, and then also a standard copy that the signed photo book came in. But yes, we can put the Sungmin postcard and photo card back. But yeah, that's everything that I have. I know some things are hidden, but it also has grown and rearranged a fair amount since the last time I did it, so hopefully you guys found this semi-interesting, and I will see you guys in the next video.